was good.
The mask feels good, but this is,
Feels
I'm going to use this as an opportunity to try to bring some silver lining here. Southeast Asia,
We're
right?
not gonna say the
Myanmar,
name. I don't even know. Myanmar.
Myanmar, yeah.
Myanmar.
The military executes 4 democracy advocates, including an ex-MP. This is
Military
not
personnel.
unusual. This is not unusual. All right. This is barely even news, to be honest with you, but it is being condemned by the international community. Um, the
Yeah.
the thing is, though, is like right now, and as a Canadian, okay, and as a Canadian who is, dissatisfied with the direction that my country's going in terms of its federal guidance.
Yep. Punk
Um,
bitch Trudeau.
yeah,
The
if you will.
dictator.
Yeah, the dictator. Yeah, the thing is that
Get the lighter.
I think it was. Yeah, you need. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There you is.
Thank you, sir.
The
Dead.
I think it was Rogan referred to Trudeau as a dictator or a dictator, whichever you want to refer to it as.
I'm gonna call it a dictator.
And and there's kind of this thing that is going around that Canada is communist, and I understand that we get passionate, we get excited, and we just we get upset about things.
You throw out general words that are a little bit
A
exaggerations.
little, like the word fascist or Nazi
Yeah.
or all those things that get tossed
Yeah.
around, when in reality, nobody's fascist, nobody's Nazi, nobody's communist.
Well,
in terms, 95% of the ones we're referring to aren't.
Well,
Yeah,
they're not doing anything that you could blatantly say, well, look at this, but you can
right.
tie it to well, look at what
People,
this
yo,
motherfucker
Zaza's in the
did.
chat.
Zaza, we were just giving you shout outs earlier, bruh.
We just doing that. The thing is that it's like, I'm not happy with the way things are going in my country in terms of where I feel like my government is guiding us with its tax scheme, like or tax plan and its budget management,
participation awards shit of everybody gets everything and takes from you.
Yeah. There's a few things that I don't enjoy. Well, I do believe in a welfare system, so it's
but I mean, it's a little extreme. But yeah,
it's a little extreme. The thing is Canada is not communist. Okay, Justin Trudeau, although maybe a dictator, is not a dictator. Okay, his
dad may have been.
He can't.
Tinfoil hat. I'm just saying.
I know, it's a good one. Justin Castro. I don't. Yeah, that's a good one.
We don't know.
I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. It's
we'll
a good
see
one.
It on Maury.
Yeah, we'll see it. Don't worry. We're gonna be coming up with more Top Buds exclusives here coming up. Maybe we'll dive into that one. But Canada's not communist. Justin Trudeau's not a dictator, and you got to remember that even though this you'll go to have a conversation with your buddy, but yeah, but Canada's communist. And you'd be like, no, it's not. But yeah, he is. Yeah, they take money from the rich and give it to the poor. Well,
yeah, that's like the
kind of. Yeah, well, Justin Trudeau shut down a protest. Well, they were kind of illegally blocking commerce and traffic and people from getting to their homes and their jobs. Well, they have a right to protest. Yes, but it's like he's not a fucking dictator. Okay, I'm not impressed. I'm not a huge fan either. But you can't call him a dictator.
Yeah,
the government is not assassinating or executing dissidents. They're not telling people that are advocating against them that they can't. Or look at Russia. Putin's poisoned people.
Fucking people up. I know.
So it's like those are dictators. Okay,
I've got a buddy here who says the same shit about Biden. I'm like, well, Biden is a fucking dog shit president.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
It's different. Dog shit leaders are not necessarily dictators, but they're not. Yeah, they're not communists or dictators. Yeah, it's a little different.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
And that was the same with Trump. Throw your favorite politician in here.
Yeah,
I don't believe any politician is looking to overthrow the entire system. Not yet. Anyways, maybe they have it in their mind, but our systems are way too balanced to be overthrown. They're not too balanced to be riddled with corruption, but they can't be overthrown in physical. They can be weaponized and used against you, but that's a whole other conversation. You cannot overthrow the government, a government of democracy. You cannot do it right now. And how could you? Well, You know, it would need a lot of
Stop
fucking
buying
force,
things.
but it's just it's not communist. He's not a dictator. It's just an extreme. And I'll get we'll have some brewskis, some wobbly pops, and we're chilling around the fire. And we'll be like, yeah, dictator Biden, yeah, dictator Justin Trudeau, yep, yeah, sure. I might say a few things, but in reality, you take away from your argument when you throw those kind of things out there.
Yeah,
So
they're extreme. Like it's like when you're in a debate with somebody and they call you a name, they insult
yeah,
you. It's like
yep,
out the fucking
yep.
window.
It's
Conversation's
like
over. You
done.
just there's
Done. You're
no
you're a racist. I'm like,
yeah. It's
yo, god damn it. That's really
like, yeah, that's
you went from 0 to 10. You didn't even want to go from you didn't even want to do the steps. You just straight to a 10. Come
yep.
on.
Well,
Come
see, and
on.
that's where like
You racist.
you look at Myanmar, whatever the fuck you
Yep.
want to call it.
Yep.
In a
Myanmar.
case like this guy was democracy activist. Like they were
Yeah.
pushing for democracy there. He went to prison multiple times just for activism. That's it. Just
Yeah.
activism.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then so he was put to
That
death for
happens.
yeah, which is crazy. But I don't understand in that sense. But I guess if the laws are there, just like the
That's
fucking argument of the basketball player WNBA with fucking carts. Like I don't agree with it, but it's the fucking law. It is what it
it's the
is.
law. It's the
But
law.
in this case, they're claiming he was in possession or hiding weapons and ammunition, and then like kind of a closed door trial decided they're going to take them all out and didn't even inform his mom or anything. He just went and killed him real quiet. Shh.
That's what happens in a dictatorship.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what happens in in a country that does not have democracy.
in
And
America.
like
We just Epstein you
stop comparing. Yes, okay, yeah, you can't argue that.
different. We got to hide shit. We're like the mafia
Yeah,
here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
In
yeah. I
Canada, they're
just
going to apologize to you and say, "Hey, bud," and then they're going to
oh
fuck you from
sorry there,
behind. But
bud. Yep,
you
sorry there.
know,
Just sign right here on the dotted line there, bud, and take my beer and whoop, sorry, bud. That
well, as were
take the
other
bottom
countries,
part.
they literally come in, drop the dick on the table, and say, "Fucking do something about it." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
they don't care. Like it's a
yes.
totally different world.
It
Like,
is.
again, this is just like the conversation with indigenous people. It's like people who are just unaware of how things are in other places. Then it may seem real bad to you. But again, like my grandparents came back from Israel, and they're so relaxed about the fucking Israeli Defense Force walking around with Uzis
Hmm.
everywhere,
Hmm.
everywhere,
Because it's
because
common.
there's people blowing up fucking buildings and blowing up
Uh-huh.
fucking buses there. And like, so then when they come here and you got open carry and someone's got a pistol, like they don't even bat an eyelash. As I'm like, that
Yeah.
motherfucker's crazy. Like, why aren't you hiding that? Like,
Why'd you
it's
put that on the
illegal. Like, what
outside?
the fuck are you doing? Like, oh my god, he's
Open
crazy.
carry
Like,
makes no sense to me.
I
Not
mean,
like
that's a whole nother argument. But my
that's a
main
whole other
point is
conversation
like,
altogether.
how the fuck people are desensitized to realities in other places because of what their own, like I said, their own bubble. So then they think that it's like a different reality than what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like their perception of things are different. Everything could be really bad in your mind, and you could feel very
Oppressed.
hurt or suppressed. But at the same time, it's not a reality in terms of
Yeah.
like your feeling is real. You can't say
Yep.
someone's feeling isn't real, right? But
Right.
when you put it in perspective and you let them see from a different angle, maybe some organics might help that. You look at a different uh, lifestyle and you're like, man, fuck, I'm not mad at all. It's pretty good. Life's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It really depends on the I think your lifestyle and how long you've been getting down with things, and you could see and you travel more, or you know people in other areas, and then you can really see that we got it pretty good, even though our
I
leaders are fucking dog shit, and maybe your neighbors are too, and people you know, you
I
don't have
just
to
feel
worry about an opinion getting you killed or going to a protest and getting fucking executed. You know?
right. Right. We've got it pretty good. I
Yeah.
think we've got it pretty good. You know, there's always the vocal minority. There's always those that think it's so bad. And don't get me wrong, people do have it bad. We're not trying to invalidate anybody's arguments, but you got to remember what you're fighting for. You know, and are you really is what you're fighting for really necessary? And is it a fight for you, or are you fighting for someone who doesn't even need you to fight for them?
Yeah.
That's another thing. You know, the Karens out there, you know, that kind of stuff.
Sorry, good carrots.
Sorry, good Karen. Sorry, Brads and Chads.
That name's
But
gonna be Brad, Chad, and Carrot are like in 20 years, 30 years. Those are not gonna be names that people have. I swear to
yeah,
God. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. 2018. These are the names that died.
Yep.
Never came back again.
Never came back.
Tubi, could you hold a dark plasma in front of this? Is the horrible lighting here in the studio for bud shots.
Yeah, when you get back home, maybe.
Yeah. Check my Instagrams too at Pigeons420. It's always an option. But guys, no matter what we converse about, no matter what the conversation is, Okay. Notice how I didn't say conversate. That's not a word. Did you know that? Anyways, no matter what we talk about around here,
Fake word.
we ask you guys what your opinion is. You know, if you're here on Twitch, twitch.tv/TopBudsLive, or if you're over on YouTube, Top Buds with Rob and Pigeons, we encourage you to share your opinion, because Rob and I are just two guys. You know, although he's in Michigan and I'm in Canada, you know, when we come together in Bionic Studios, we have a very, I wouldn't say narrow opinion, but it's just very,
I wouldn't say it's an echo chamber either, because if you look at it, usually, even if you don't agree, you still come with devil's avocado.
yeah, and so do you. But
So
I
do
just
I.
mean,
Yeah.
like, but do we always come with the right avocado, or are we coming with, you know, someone's like,
Right.
well, no,
Yeah.
no,
It
no.
could be
What
on
about
right.
my experience? What about this? You
What
know,
about
so it's
my
like,
avocado?
what about my avocado? So it's like we pass the question off to you, no matter
Yeah.
what we're covering, whether it's the whether it's the Pope, whether it was the
Convergent.
whale, whether it was communists and dictators. We're curious to know what your
Commies and
opinion is,
dicks.
and keep it civil, man. We can have these conversations. Rob and I disagree all the time, all
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
and yet we can still smoke about it. And I love this guy. He's a good cat right here, no matter what he says.
I
Okay,
fuck with him no matter what his wife says about him.
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Yeah, yeah. That's fucking guy. That's my life.
That's